Another day, another video. Hello, my name is Azrat Rabbit, and this time I gathered throughout my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, the overall thoughts of what the community thought about Dragon Ball Legends. Is it pay to win, free to play friendly? Is it, good to be recommended? Is it not? So I gathered all these opinions about the game, and in case you guys didn't participate, no worries, you can always write a comment with your own opinion and we can discuss in the comments below. Just try to be respectful, alright? So let's start with Instagram, and I'm gonna read throughout the whole comments and I'm gonna give my opinion on them. So let's begin. J-Wolf Super Saiyan God said, "The game is not pay to win, unless you don't know how to save CC." Which I actually made a video about it, in the top right corner. Is it here or here? Whatever, on the top right corner I made a video about it. Currently in the game, every new Zenkai has a booster pack, 2 them to 7 stars easily. The laggy PvP is a pain. Need more events for me to grind. I hate the fact the game gets so dry when events I already completed come back into the game. Yes, Dragon Ball Legends actually suffers a lot when it comes to dry content. There are seasons where new events are coming and everyone can do it. Then there comes a time that they don't have events anymore and they recycle old events without just changing them that much. I wish that they would bring, maybe a bit more events to the game, but I think they're trying to improve on that because recently they did like all the Gokus. And yes, I don't think it's that hard to get CC, you just need to manage it a lot, which a lot of people just spend it, they just spend it right away, and I think that's a bad idea with a gacha game. So now we have PvP Dragon Ball Legends. I definitely recommend the game to Dragon Ball fan. However, I'd exercise caution and tell him/her about the whole gacha system. The game has excellent graphics and animation. So true. The action scenes are top-notch, satisfactory, especially the ultimate arts, which on landing is simply ecstatic. The game primarily requires a lot of management of resources, as in the case with many of the freemium games. Freemium? Never heard of that before actually. In the market, and the game is designed in a way, through time gating of rewards and stuff, to attempt you to spend money. That is very true. And not only that, they just time gate a lot of events just to try and see that the event is, going on for longer, even though that's not really the case, That's the brilliance on their part. If you're pay to win, that you don't have to worry much, I think. Dragon Ball Legends is one of the most generous gacha games out there in terms of rewards. CC, login bonus, etc. So if you're free to play, which is 90% of the Dragon Ball Legends community, at least in the West, because on the East, I don't know, I think a lot of them actually are a bit pay to win, which is why Legends really also cares a lot more about the opinions on, the Japanese and stuff, instead of the other part of the community, which I can understand because their main source of income comes from the Japanese audience, but at the same time, I don't know, it's just a bit complicated, I suppose. The only challenge is managing your temptation to spend resources in order to gain instant gratification. Indeed. But the game has issues like lag, mods, false inputs, etc., which hamper the fun in PvP, so they need to fix that. Other issues is the power creep and unbalanced Zenkai system. These are major issues right now. So overall, I'd rate Dragon Ball Legends a solid 7.5 out of 10 considering the state of the game. And yeah, I have to agree, the temptation in this game is a lot, and that goes back to the previous point that you guys said, that we need to manage our CC very much. Legends, I think, is a bit generous with the CC, however people forget that it's not generous enough for you to be able to spend on every single banner you see. Because I think Legends is supposed to be, it's not like Dokkan. Dokkan, you are supposed to gather everything as much as you can. On Dragon Ball Legends, I think it's the opposite. You need to focus on some teams and those teams only. So for example, if you run GT, you're gonna skip, for example, Super banners or Z related banners. Of course, you're gonna focus on GT banners. And if you run movies, you're gonna, try to focus on movie related. Maybe movie powerful opponent, maybe movie hybrid Saiyans. etc. So I think in Dragon Ball Legends you really need to focus on what you want and then just go straight into it. Because if you want to summon on every single banner, yeah, you can kiss your CC goodbye, because it's gonna be a bit complicated for you to gather everything and have everything. Because I don't think the game is supposed to be, you know, you able to get everything. Unless, well, you pay for it. The other one is from Easy and Thing. The game, and the English may not be as good. The game is fun a lot with good stuff through Anniversary, but other than that, you're in for a grind of your life to be the top. For me, the game is 8.5 out of 10. Why? Because rewards are not easy to get. Also, Zenkai, biggest grind, lol. Not to mention Ultra now. But what I do love about the game is the feeling of moving around characters and playing with my favorite if I pull them. Precisely. Here we just focus on teams that you just love playing. For example, I'm a Broly fan. I just really... Where is he? He's in the back. I can grab another Broly. I really love Broly, so I really focus on Broly teams, like from the movies. Powerful opponent as well. I guess you can also say a bit of a Frieza Force, because some Brolys are catered to Frieza Force. But yeah, so I really focus on those teams. About the Zenkais, even within Zenkais there is imbalance. There are Zenkais who are extremely broken. There are other Zenkais who are just, you know, very balanced and kind of okay to beat. So the game in terms of balancing is really, really bad. Or you get like the most powerful Zenkais, or you are lucky enough to pull the newest units who tend to be a little bit stronger than, you know, older units, and nowadays even more than Zenkais, because apparently the new Gohan who got released, he's really strong. And people are afraid he's gonna be way too powerful when he gets 4 stars, so, you know, we are in for a ride. If you do PvP, you're in for a ride. And also, they mentioned in the previous one, mentioned mods and other things. Yeah, people cheat a lot in PvP, by the way, in this game. So if you want PvP, it's gonna be really complicated for you to go on top. It's just gonna be just something that you maybe, I don't know, maybe you should strive if you really want to, but keep in mind that you have to be a bit pay to win to be able to reach the top. Now, Musa Plor said, one of the major problems is the lag and frame drop in PvP. The topic of being free to play to win is debatable. Besides, the game requires a lot of time to play all the missions. It is very true. Dragon Ball Legends, I guess a bit unlike Dokkan, because Dokkan you can just log in every day and you're done with it. Dragon Ball Legends kind of demands you to play also the game, which is not entirely a bad thing. I think it's actually a good thing, but the problem is the missions are very boring. The missions are extremely boring. I made videos about it, talking about how much I just really hate the missions. It just bothers me so much. But hey, again, PvP is the biggest part of Dragon Ball Legends is PvP. If you don't do PvP, you are a bit screwed, which is my state. I'm a bit screwed because I don't do PvP because I personally do not like it. But if you do PvP, have to just drop frames and just a lot of crap that you have to deal with, and not everyone is up to it. Then we have Pipichu Ninja 69. Gotta emphasize the 69 in the end. He's a Dokkan player, only play Legends on the Anniversary. Don't know if I find things here more expensive, and I only get Shafted on Legends. Again, this is very gacha. These comments, I understand. I'm in the opposite. I usually play Dokkan during the Anniversary and logins. I don't play that as often. In terms of Shaft, I honestly got more shafted in Dokkan than I did in Legends. But again, I think it's all depending on luck. Both are gacha games. So this luck thing, it's not Legends' fault, it's not Dokkan's fault. It's just the gacha game's universal problem. Because you have to spend CC, you have to spend money to get good units. So now I'm going on to Twitter. And Daishinkan said, I think the game is not as heavily pay to win as other games. Certainly the amount of content for PvE is much less, and thus less CC for free to play. However, I think this Anniversary they really have been generous with CC. I do agree, this Anniversary has been very generous. Even in the last one they didn't give as much CC. This one they just were really friendly about it. It's a fun game if you like PvP, even though the lag is definitely an issue. Again, emphasizes on the lag and everything, it's awful. It can be hard for newer players to enjoy due to Zenkais. New units are fun, but Zenkai units dominate, so newer units aren't as valuable. Certainly they have been toning down the power creep in late Zenkais, but that doesn't eliminate the issue, because yes, they don't balance the game. If there is a broken Zenkai, there is a broken Zenkai. If there's a broken unit, there will always be a broken unit. They don't change, they don't power creep, they don't do anything. Like, it's there, it's powerful, it gives them money, so they keep it. Now we're going to YouTube. Jacob Harper said, basically all I have to say is the highs are high and the F and the lows are insufferable. Yeah, I've said this so many times to my subscribers and people on Discord. Legends is a 0 or 100. They can't make a 50. They just can't make a 50. Or they make something so good that it's just... oh, or they make something so awful they just want to just smash everything. It is so true. It's so true. Again, with the Zenkai's power creep, the Zenkai's nowadays more balanced, but they still keep the strong ones in. The same for LFs and the same for other things, and some decisions they also made. It's you can almost never win with Dragon Ball Legends. Then we have Whiskery Pants. It has gotten boring now. The devs barely try anything new, and when they do, they mess it up so bad that it becomes ignorable. PvP is toxic, units are hard to get. This is very gacha. And diversity is nothing but raids and raids, which I personally do not mind, but again, I play with friends, so for me it's easy to do raids, but also raids is a bit like co-op, where you play with other people, and since Dragon Ball Legends doesn't have a server, it's a bit like PvP, you get lag, you have disconnects, you have a lot of things that really annoys people, because there are also a lot of trolling, by the way. People just join in and disconnect, there is a win, you disconnect, it is very, very annoying. So if you don't have close friends that you can play with, co-op and raids can be more annoying than PvP. I am pretty exhausted by this game and would quit anytime now. Then there were some replies, one of them by Thanos Kuokunari, sorry if I said it wrong. Other raids give you 500 CC combined, it's not even that hard. Anniversary isn't even close to being over, and this is just the beginning. The next update you can literally obtain any unit that's released up until December, and the game literally gives you a bunch of CC to try and get the new units. Yeah, this is also very true. Again, they've been very generous in this anniversary. However, like the guy is gonna say afterwards, this is not about Crown of Crystals, it's about the game overall being a bit boring. So he responded with, the problem is not CC, the problem is the repetitive gameplay. We have had the same mechanics for the last 3 years and the team is not creative. They try to be creative with Tournament of Power, but I think Tournament of Power is a bit too passive in my opinion. There's almost no action and it's just a bit boring. You just choose what you want, you organize your team and you're ready to go. I personally do not like it, and I do love Legends gameplay, by the way, and I don't share the same opinion as him in this case, or as them. But again, I can see why some people think it's very annoying because they didn't try anything new, and what they did was Tournament of Power that almost nobody liked. I like the new units and animations, but the only events we have for CC are raids, and only new reskin events. Yes, the Cisco event was goated, but Anniversary is getting banned every day. Also, them giving any sparkling is pretty nice. Yes, this is pretty true. And yet the guy responded with, he agrees that there should be a game overhaul. I personally don't share the same opinion because I like the game as it is in terms of gameplay. I actually wish there was more of it. Because again, I don't play PvP, so it's very hard for me to play normal Legends. And when I do, it's just the extreme stupidity of trying to surpass me, or is the fierce battle that they put co-op with AI in it, which is one of the worst decisions ever already. Again, they had a good method of fierce battles and they screwed it up. Like I said, like Legends, there's something good, they then end up doing something horrible. And we never know why they made a decision, but they still do it. Then we have 3-star, my boy, shout out to you, thank you for the nitro on our Discord. I love you guys. Okay. My honest opinion is that the game has become boring for players like me who have played for a long time. Like me, I do agree. The anniversary suits new players much more, and the long-time playing players. Much more than the long-time playing players. But that's the thing with every anniversary. Even in the second anniversary, I felt that it was very catered to new players, rather than the veteran players, but that's always been a problem in my opinion about Legends, is that they focus a lot on catering to newer players, and then the boring part of Legends is that cater to veterans. It's not really that fun, if I'm being really honest. The majority of the events on right now already came out ages ago, yeah, and there is not even any new ideas or content being expressed. The only new stuff that came out this anniversary, besides the banners, is the free-to-play Goku event and the Hoi Poi coins, which I'm very glad they did. I really like the Hoi Poi coins, because it also gives, if you don't know, it gives 600 LF power, which LF units you can't boost them with multi-Z power, it needs to be very specific, and they give 600 of them, so it's really good. And that's it. The rest is just reused events and ideas. On top of all that, doing daily missions has just become way too annoying to do. There is a bunch of random shite that you have to do for free-to-play unit Z power, like the daily battles, and then you have to go off and do stuff like champion bonus, and you can't even use a freaking skip ticket on it. That's true. To top it all off, you have to do 3 co-ops a day, which can get very annoying. Like I said, yeah, if you don't have friends, it's very insufferable. When you add up all the dailies together, they take quite some time to do. Yeah, but I agree, it takes some time to do, but I personally don't have a problem with it. But again, I have friends that I play with, so it makes it, you know, kind of easy to do, and I don't really get bothered by this, but if this bothers you, it bothers you. Lookout, on the other hand, only requires you to do like 3 daily battles because you get majority of your rewards just for logging into the game. Yeah, I said in the beginning, indeed. But I just hate Dokkan's playstyle, it's just really do. Legends just makes it more annoying to get the rewards. I also want to say that single player content in Legends is boring as now because it's so easy to just win by using float step. Yeah, there are some techniques that makes every battle extremely easy and just really boring. I try to not do it because, I don't know, I just like to use normal methods. Or just sidestep, but yeah, if you learn how to do float step, the battles get so easy and boring and everything, but you know, if you don't do them, they can be a bit hard. Legends won't even update their AI to provide a more interesting gameplay experience. Yeah, or the AI is so dumb that you always lose in co-op. Thank you, Fierce Battle, you traumatized me! I hate you so much. Sorry about the rant. No, please rant as much as you like, Fierce Battle. And everyone else. I realized that there are so much more reasons why I have come to dislike Legends than I have realized. Yeah, sometimes just writing and throwing everything away, you kind of feel like, okay, no, this is why I really dislike the game nowadays, alright? So, I understand you. Then we have Torino PL, who said, this game is decent now because no new events to farm CC. At this moment, this game is very paid to win. Summon rating is screwed. Funny 0.5 chance to get new SP Sparking LF unit, and it sucks. They deleted free summon and SP guaranteed from step up summons. That is true. That is true. In the old summons, there will be a part that you get SP guaranteed. Now they only do it as extreme guaranteed, which is pretty good. But losing the sparking for a lot of people who usually get very unlucky in summons, it's a really downgrade. VP at this moment is full of laggers and cheaters and Zenkais. Yeah, they get the Zenkai problem and the lagging service problem as well. Yeah, but in the ratings again, it's a gacha game. Even if they put it higher ratings, there's always going to be a chance that some people will not get the unit because it's gacha game. Heck, I went to banners with the 500 CC and I got a left from it. While people spend 50k Kodo crystals and got no LF units. Like, sadly, that's the problem that's just gacha in general. It's not just a Legends problem, it's gacha. Even if they increase the ratings, there's always going to be that chance that you're going to get a lucky strike. A lucky strike or an unlucky strike. It really is gacha. Decent, Walmart content call. Damn, thank God I don't go to Walmart. Or else this guy will be up my ass. Decent, nothing too special. Hate how every time I'm winning PvP, I get Rising Rush though. You gotta win, you gotta win. That's the thing. Also, people usually complain about Rising Rush and how you can get Rising Rush early, which I understand is very, very annoying. But it's just part of the gameplay. That's why when I go PvP, I don't really care about like, oh, am I being decent? Am I? No, Rising Rush is ass because I don't trust anyone who I'm going against. Like, yeah. Now we have Vibe say, I would say it's a pretty nice game with good graphics, but it has two problems. If only there was just two problems. This is pay to win. Sometimes this game makes you really angry because of summons, like it had done with me a lot of time. The shaft. So it is pay to win, and we have a lot of shaft. Again, we had actually two different opinions. People say this is not as pay to win as people think, and it's just a gacha game. So here we have like two separate things of opinions, which is really interesting. I personally don't think it's very pay to win, but I understand where people come from. Then we have Promit Howler saying, I've been playing this game since the time when the maximum level characters were 3,000. I think the game has gotten better. There are more events and actually more CC than before. I'm free to play and I have the Toxic Sun Family Zenkai team. No wonder you're good! Mostly I got the Zenkai C power from discount. It's true that pay to win are the whales, but I feel even free to play can also compete in the meta. I won't say the game is 100% perfect, but I feel it has been a lot better. This was just my opinion, and I love your opinion, thank you for it. And yeah, again, this one says that it is not as pay to win as people say. People say. It, again, it's just the same thing over and over. Everyone can agree that it's a gacha game and the ratings kind of suck, and PvP is a mess, and Legends doesn't want to make it better, or they don't know how to make it better. Then we have a Rian saying, with time, the game might become what we call Dragon Ball Zenkai Legends. Each and every day, more and more whales will keep on increasing since the developers are getting more greedy for money. It will be a huge burden for us free-to-play players, and sadly will be forced to quit the game in the future in the coming years. But the thing about the Zenkai is that one thing that Legends actually did, in my opinion was really good, is they put a daily discount summons on the Zenkais. So in a way it kind of became easier for everyone to acquire Zenkais if you manage your Chrono Crystals. But this goes to the point that Dragon Ball Zenkai Legends, where everyone needs a Zenkai unit to perform well in PvP. That is actually really true. If that's gonna be the main reason why people quit, I'm not sure, but it's probably gonna be one of the factors indeed. Oh, then we have my boy Miko-chan with his big text. Let me go through it all. The game in 1 year was the best and the game's prime time to shine in mobile games. But I would not recommend this game to anyone simply because it is too many negatives that outweigh the positives. Pretty much also what I think. I'm a day one player and former free-to-play player. I just become a pay-to-win player, in this case pay-to-play player, simply because at the time I felt I had to if I wanted to keep up with being competitive. Something I find as a bad thing because players shouldn't feel like this in any game at all. Anyways, my problems. But yeah, this is the thing that one of the guys also said. If you want to be good in PvP or be top PvP, you're gonna have a better chance of if you have units with a lot of stars, a lot of Zenkais, which tend to be a bit, pay to win. You have to spend a lot of CC to be able to do it. Zenkais have basically taken over the game and will remain that way until this game dies. Yep. They simply waited way too long to balance units, which was a bad choice as you still have Zenkai 18, 11 Gohan, 11 G3 on a whole different level from others. Yes, this is what I also said. They don't know how to balance, and when they balance, it's a bit too late because they already have like really strong units, and then nothing will shine because those three are always on top. It's so annoying. The enjoyment of the game is slowly fading away for me once again because the new Tournament of Power mode is horrendous and unfair. I don't think it's unfair, but it's so boring. It's so boring. It sucks that it's so boring. PvP is nothing but Zenkais, Sun Family, or Saiyans with lag, cheaters, and beyond. Pretty much. The content feels so rinse and repeat is not even fun anymore. Story mode takes forever to update and isn't long enough to satisfy me. But I also feel the biggest issue I have is the constant step-ups and format changes and the monthly LFs, which honestly don't even feel special anymore. Even the celebrations don't feel interesting anymore, especially this year anniversary. I actually never thought about it, but yeah, LFs used to be a bit rarer. Now it's like every month you have an LF, which in a way is kind of good because you're gonna have an LF for every team, or eventually you're gonna have an LF for every single team. But yeah, they kind of lost a bit of their spark. I never thought about it. Wow. This is why I like to read a variety of comments. I never really thought about it. It's so true. Okay. This game is clearly going a full-blown pay-to-play perspective, and even if you are free-to-play, you won't be competing with whales and their stacked accounts anytime soon, which kills the fun in any type of sense. That is true as well. Do I think it's that bad? Yes, but I also feel it's another major problem that's killing the game, and that is the community itself. I got roasted! No, but I agree. But that's the thing with every community. You're always gonna have like toxic, entitled people, no matter where you go. You think you found a good community, wait till it becomes a bit more popular and you get screwed up. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. You just can't do anything about it. The entitlement this community feels they deserve is ridiculous, and the rage they keep blaming on people who have no control over what comes out is disgusting. Also, people complain about stupid stuff like getting shafted instead of focusing on fixing the game problems is annoying. Yes, but I also understand that people need to vent the frustration of getting shafted because it's just really annoying. But again, it's like something that happens in every gacha game. You're eventually gonna get shafted. In some games, I think is Grand Cross, you have like a system where if you get shafted, you can choose one of the new units. That I think would be a good thing to put in Dragon Ball Legends, as a way like if you got shafted a lot, you could have a chance of acquiring a unit that you like at least. I think that method, which is I think it's called like the pity method. I don't know, just one friend have been speaking to me about it. And I think that will be a good system in Legends. They tried to make like a pity system where if you get like a number of shafts, or you just did a lot of summons and didn't get like the new units or stuff, you could get like them after a certain amount. I think that will be actually a really good thing, and I don't think it will be that bad. Because at least it will also make people want to spend more, because at least you guarantee that you're gonna get a unit that you kind of like. And that's also kind of the point, because the reason why I don't spend money in Dragon Ball Legends, or I didn't spend before, I never spend money, but now I feel less inclined to do so, but in the past I wouldn't mind. But the reason why I didn't spend was because you never guarantee the unit you want. You're never gonna get it like guaranteed. You can spend hundreds and hundreds and get nothing. It's really like sad, and if you think about it. What would I recommend? Nothing at this point, because you clearly won't listen enough and think it's a good move for the game if it doesn't involve money. And even if you try to fix it, it clearly won't make a difference, especially Zenkais in general. Yeah, because balancing the game, at this point I'm even afraid that if they balance the game, they're gonna screw it up. I don't know, just like a feeling. My overall favorite thing to do, stare at my waifu team. Oh! Miku, my guy. Miku, I got you, I understand you. I also really like Dragon Ball Legends because I can have a full Broly team. It is great to have like characters that you really like and you can play with. Cause I have this problem in Dokkan where I wish I had a Broly team, but I don't have enough Brolys. But in Legends I have no problem and I can play whatever I want. Welcome to the channel, my name is Azrak Rabbit, I am a Broly simp. Going back to what we were talking about. My least favorite thing to do is the dumb mission like the free Gokus. I hate missions. Said it, I hate missions. It's so annoying. If I had to say any good thing, I'd say the PvP ability to see what your opponent brought in battle before it starts, giving players Z power for certain Zenkais like Dragon Ball Super Gogeta and Super Gogeta. Could be more units. adding Let's Fight 3, giving new characters being added to the roster that can expand the tags like a new 17 and 18 and a new Kefla, focusing on tags that haven't been getting attention as much lately, but they still need to improve on it a lot. Looking at you, LOV. Please show Vivo, which is like the Frieza and Core race. Giving us stuff like the free Someone Take Us to an Anniversary, yeah, that's all I can think of. Again, like, this game has a lot of really good stuff, and they give a lot of good things. Problems like just the negatives just really outweighs the good. The goods are amazing in this game. They really, really are. And that's why it pisses me so much, because I love Dragon Ball Legends, and it used to be one of my favorite games. But the fact that it has been going downhill with the decisions that they made that was so unnecessary, it's just really frustrating. It's just so frustrating. Despite the positive overall, I'm just not really feeling the game like I did in 1 year. And so I've been switching to casual gameplay. Amen. This hasn't been my main game. I think it kind of was, but I always played other games as well. But now I feel like I could just be auto-battling Legends while playing another game. And that's so boring and sad when I think about it. Then we have Kaisen Nor. I can't say much since I only got the game like 2 months ago. So we have a newbie. Welcome to the game. Maybe or less, and I think it's pretty good. It's just a bit annoying at times when I try to play PvP, formation and such, as some Bengals are on casual. But that's not the game's fault. Going to the community. Yeah, we're looking at you, community. Be better. Why is that me though? I can just see me going like bangers with Zenkai and LFs on the casual because I'm a pussy. Oh no, I'm toxic. However, I do find collecting 6C annoying, and also the luck I have with slot removers and upgrading for good equipment sucks. Finally, someone also mentioned equips. Legends, please fix the rating of those stupid equips. I've spent so many slot removers to change and upgrade my equipment, but damn, I swear they don't go past 10%. It's like says, oh, from 5% to 20%, it just stays at 10%. I slot remove, it's always at 10%. Why is it so hard to go bit on 20? It's so annoying. But finally someone also spoke about equips, which are very important as well. Equips, they are very important, no sleep on equips. But you also have to be very lucky with them. Honestly, I think you get more shafted with equips than you do with banners. Just saying. But mostly a really good game from what I've played. Again, this comes to show that new players are actually enjoying the game, and the game is really good for newer players. That I couldn't have agreed more. But again, going back to the veterans, it's a lot of things that we already know, and it's not that good when you think about it. Then we have a big ass speech that I probably need to put my glasses if I find them. Beautiful. It is from my beloved my beloved random Dragon Ball fan. I need to zoom this. Alright. Currently my account is a bit over 900 days old, so I've been present on a lot of the game's ups and downs and a lot of the PvP methods. In reality, the game has come a long way through and has done a lot of changes over the years. Some good, some bad. I personally think the game was at its peak during the first year anniversary. And after that, they haven't been able to match that level of hype. The game hit top grossing on like 13 countries, something that's never happened since the Zenkais were the thing as well. If I recall correctly, and I believe the game was better before them as well. The reveal they had for first year units was also the best ever. Just seeing that Super Vegito intro in the middle of the tournament was something else. That is very true. In the past, Dragon Ball Legends used to host PvP tournaments, and that was so cool. So like, I wish they keep that. After that, when Zenkais were a thing, it was clear how overpowered they were and how no unit stood a chance against them, except for other Zenkai units, which made you have to get them if you want to play PvP competitively. Although back then it used to take around 20k to Zenkai 7 units. I was with that time. I Zenkai'd Blue Broly to Zenkai 3 on the old method. It was like 10k Chrono Crystals. It was... I don't want to go back there. It was so expensive, and it was free to play CC, by the way. And it was horrible. Thank God they kind of upgraded that. Jeez. So coming across them was super rare unless you were a whale, but now it's really easy for people to obtain them, and even if they are new, they can get those busted Zenkais to 7-star with the missions, except for LFs. Yeah. PvP has always had its ups and downs, although more downs than ups, but in terms of the match there hasn't been one as dominant as the Zenkai one. Yeah, I think so. At high rank, all you see is Zenkai Sun Family, or Zenkai Future, Zenkai Science, 18, Zenkai Fusion Wars, etc. And I wouldn't really mind it if every unit was Zenkai'd, or on the same level, because right now if you don't have at least one Zenkai 7 unit on your team, you're not really able to play at high ranks. It makes new regular sparking almost useless, not even the anniversary. Units are saved from this, unless you have Zamasu Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta X6 stars, and up then they'll get crushed by 14-star Zenkai 7 units that are over a year old. It shouldn't work like that, because generally new units are supposed to be the best one, or close to. Especially anniversary units, since it's one, if not the most hype moment of the year. Literally, the new Zenkai 7 Dragon Ball Super Gogeta at 7 stars is better than the new LFs at 2 stars, and that shouldn't work like that, but it does. If you don't really care about PvP or just play for fun and don't aim for high ranks, then fine. But if you're looking to be on top 1k in PvP, you're gonna need a full Zenkai 7 team, sadly. And that just makes you wanna save for Zenkais instead of new units, when Zenkais are something guaranteed and new sparkings you have to pull. I personally didn't summon since the LF Future Gohan banner until now because I was Zenkai 7 all these top tier units like Proposition 3 Goku, Red Gogeta. Who's that Vegeta? Vegeta, Bardock, etc. So I didn't find a reason to summon for new units when they wouldn't match to Zenkais in PvP. Aside from that, I don't know what else to say really. I wish Ultra Space Time Rush still gave the CC. I miss those free 7-ticket summons we could do back then on the Ultra Space Time Rush banner. Balancing it's something they've sort of improved upon, but only after the big F up that were Gohan and his team. It's good that they learned from it, but now it's like, bruh, now these two will be good for years, ma. Yeah, that's what I said also earlier. Unless they start giving you this more quickly, things that make them better, well, not just power-wise. Because Gohan and 18 can still 1 versus 3 teams, but if units moving forward have abilities like restoring Vanishing Guards, CDCs, lock-in, cover change, etc., then they'll outshine Gohan and 18 on those aspects at least. But even then, I can see them being a problem 2 years down the line. The game does feel pretty pay to play, but that's what to be expected from a gacha game. They reward you for spending money. Boy, if you have an account that's pretty old and have a good box, then it's not as noticeable as if you're brand new. The PvE of the game has always been okay, but they have to do something about the extreme co-op stage. Yes, that's just unfair. The 6th free Goku event was cool though, and I hope they make more like those in the future. Nothing else to say. I enjoyed the game and still play it daily, but it's true, it's gotten a bit tasteless lately, even with anniversary going on and all. I can only hope they spice it up a bit moving forward. Damn, this is way too long. I just read what you find more interesting and skip the rest. I got too into the explanation. My bad. No, that's fine. Because again, you kind of like summarize everything that I said previously. Because again, like they're not balancing the game. It's a problem. The fact that the Zenkais are so powerful comparing to new units, it's also a problem, especially since that people now they prefer to wait for Zenkais than newer than new units. You know, it's very sad that it has come to that, to be honest. But damn, Gogeta better than, yeah, you have to have 6-star LFs for you to compete with Zenkais. And to get LFs, more complicated to get Zenkai units, so it's pretty sad that happens. And we have Mars XZ. Things I think about Dragon Ball Legends. Pros: gameplay good, animation and voice lines good, pretty much the only Dragon Ball mobile game other than Dokkan. Cons: 1KCC is about $10 without celebration discounts. Being forced to skip a banner that has one of your favorite characters for a better banner or Zenkais. The amount of Zenkai characters we get is too much. Not getting anything when you save or buy CC. I wish they could change the units in the ticket shop every now and then, and not just abandoning a compensation concept. Yeah, they should have a better compensation for spending CC and guaranteeing you a chance to get new units. But yeah, pretty much in terms of graphics and everything aesthetically, this game is amazing. It's one of the best Dragon Ball games mobile out there. But then we have like, you can even see the comparison of the pros and the cons. There are so many cons compared to the pros. Then we have Raj. I am playing this game for 2 months approximately. I know I have less experience than others, but I think that Dragon Ball is at its peak for now. In my opinion, a lot more hype characters can be and should be given as free-to-play since it decreases the reach of the game. Like a free-to-play LF at this time will take this game to a whole new level. More free summons would be given like 3-3-3x, but with better characters. Oh yeah, they give like free summons and you get like a lot of characters, yeah. More Z power options are needed. Hoi Poi should be a constant thing in the game. Agreed, yeah, should be constant. More ways will be hype, which you're actually doing. All in all, the game is good, can get a lot better. A free-to-play game is a lot better than a free-to-play but play-to-win game. But again, you also need to think as a developer. If you just make the game just free-to-play, where is your money coming from? Or will they make money? Some free games make money because of ads. You want Dragon Ball to have ads? I don't. So in a way I understand why Legends wants money, but I think they need to organize it better because right now it's a bit bad. So again, like I have a right opinion. Some people think the game is good, but keep in mind that actually newer players have been the ones who've been giving a better input, as in the game being better, than the veterans who are saying the game not as good as it used to be. Alright? Even though we in the beginning had some veterans say that the game is good and it's better now, but I guess it just depends on how you view the game. But again, more opinions the better, because you guys can watch the video and get your own judgment on the game. Then we have Carlos Hernandez. I think it's a cool concept they have. And everything, but PvP is fun sometimes. It's both. I play it from time to time, but I mainly only play to summon and see big damage. So Zenkais. I've played 3 months before the first anniversary was undergoing. With that, yeah, sure, Zenkai might give other more experience of the game, but it introduces something. Now the way to obtain it isn't exactly free-to-play friendly, and if they make a sparking banner unit Zenkai obtainable by events and challenges, it will be much more rewarding than to just throw crystals at it. Which you can, you have Ultra Space Time Rush. The problem is that became so complicated to do that nobody wants to do it and forgot it existed. That's the problem with the Space Time Rush. In the past, it used to be good and easy to farm. Now, it is a bit harder to farm, very annoying to do, but it gets you Zenkai power, but nobody wants to do it. My favorite part of it is seeing my favorite character become a unit in the game, even if I can't get it. Gogeta banner treating me harsh. Sorry to hear that, bro. But it doesn't matter because I can at least lose to it. Me! Hey, if you can have him, get spanked by him. And 5. No, it's more skill than pay. I agree to some extent, but I also think that Zenkais and LF units are really strong. You can have all Zenkai and LF units and still lose to someone with not so meta team. But the odds of that happening are very low. Overall, I enjoy it. I hope that you're enjoying it. But yeah, like again, I've seen so many people are able to do PvP and still win. But if you want to go to the top, you can still do it. But it's going to be a lot of grind, a lot of patience, because more often than not, you realize you're gonna end up losing. That's the worst part. Then we have Megaera. Been playing since Transforming Purple Bully came out. Hey, brother! Joking. Fully free to play, so I know what it's like to face against whales, but since I've been playing so long, it hardly matters anymore. Personally, the game has a lot of problems, from the PvP lag to the droughts of content and so much more. But majority of the fun for me is saving a bunch of crystals and summoning them on some new battle to collect the new units, the new characters. Basically, I really enjoy collecting the new characters. Would I recommend this game to fans of Dragon Ball? Yes. They have the patience to collect crystals and whatnot, assuming they won't be spending money. Anyways, here's to a few more years of Dragon Ball Legends. To a few more years. I don't have alcohol, but I have water. I'm gonna drink with you, bro. The lid almost went off. The cap. Yeah, again, this comes to show that you can have skill and still win, but again, to be top, it's gonna be very hard. I don't know if I would recommend Legends, if I'm being extremely honest, but let's continue reading if there is more information. Then we have Kind Master Legends that said, I hate it. I've been shafted for 6 straight months. I quit. That's the problem with the shaft. That's another thing that I don't understand, people like quitting because they got shafted, like. But people do what they want. Yeah, I respect that. Then we have Ryudoru, one of my mods. The worst of Dragon Ball Legends, Ultra Goku missions, Piccolo's Zenkai missions, co-op was better. That is a bit debatable, but I really hate the fact that they kinda managed to PvP to get Piccolo, which I didn't do, so I skipped Piccolo. The Space Time Rush, old was better. Indeed, that's true. I think it was 3-star. Someone already also said this, and I do agree it was way better. Tournament of Power Energy. Yes, it's annoying to have to wait so long, and then you forget it exists, then you have your energy tank full, and you can't. It's obnoxious, I agree. Boosted units on raid scope events with 2 big numbers. Anything over 50% is too much. Yes, but they've actually been improving that. They've been improving that a lot, and I'm happy they're doing that. Especially in the recent raids and co-op. Especially raid, because you can use like a kind of old Goku that almost everyone has. So that's really good. They've been implementing that. New missions are boring and challenges require dumb repetition. Should be just time accounts. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Jesus. Then we have Agent Little Zo 00. PvP is okay. Getting rushed every 3 seconds is something I have gotten used to. When something so negative has become the norm. It's awful. The events are becoming less and less interesting. Mostly because of do the event get more missions? But I like Legends more when they were more events focused. Yes! Yes! Thank you! Yeah, Legends used to be more events focused, and now it's just, here's a mission, here's another mission, here is a mission. Here is Broly with a mission. It's just, it's so annoying. Zenkai needs to just make all units usable and not broken, like Gohan or 18, yes. Because the newer Zenkais have been actually very balanced, and I'm not sad. But guess what? The community is pissed that they aren't broken, because we have Gohan and 18. Because you have Gohan and 18 who still lurk around and are very obnoxious. Make the game more interesting, like with people in which are not in the game, like Oob and Garlic Jr. That Garlic Jr. is a bit specific. Are you a Gorash fan? Nothing wrong with it, just I remember because of the Garlic Jr. meme. Legends is a great game and it's fun for a while, but once you see that they are doing the same things all the time, it becomes less of a game and more of a work to most people. Yeah, it does! This is why I'm getting really annoyed with Legends! Also, we need more bullies in the game, like they are lacking on the bully. Anybody else think this? More hashtag more Broly. Yes! Are you getting on my good side? Because you're on my good list. We need more Brolys. We need an LF OG Broly. We need a transforming base Ricari Broly. We need base OG Broly. Maybe we need a transforming base OG Broly to legendary Super Saiyan Broly. We need Bio Broly. Wait, we need Bio Broly? What heck? Bring Bio Broly. We need more Brolys. There's never enough Brolys. Then we have Alimxi. The graphics are fire for a phone game. The music is good, the story is meh. I actually do like the story, but it takes a long time for them to relate the story to more content. And gameplay to me is boring. You just press a button and does stuff, which feels like the type of game I can play one hand sleep doing it. I would probably play it if it was on a console or something, lol. It sounds weird, but I think it will be really cool. Again, Lash numbers didn't comment, but kudos to you, Lash. The summoning characters is dope, but I don't like that I have to pay for characters, aka crystals, and I'm just mad because I'm poor, so yeah. I actually feel you there. Now, online matches and the community seem pretty decent compared to others I know. I just imagine online matches and community at the same time, simply because it's not as toxic as I've seen, at least from my experience, but I could be wrong. But, the craziest... Like I said in the beginning, every community has its toxic fanbase. There is no escaping it. There is no escaping it. But I'm glad that you didn't feel that the community was toxic, so I'm very happy to hear that. The craziest part is I never played the game. I just watched a lot of videos, and my obsessed with Legends. Wow, you don't play, but you watch? Why is it kind of me watching Phasmophobia? But I don't play Phasmophobia because I'm a pussy. I'm personally a Xenoverse 2 fanboy, but I like Legends overall. I'll probably play if I get a better phone normal. Xenoverse fan! Hey! I love Xenoverse 2. Nice to hear that. So actually, that was an input of a player who is not actually a player of Dragon Ball Legends, but sees a lot of content of Dragon Ball Legends. So yeah, it's really interesting that we can come together as a community and still enjoy Legends, but just watching Legends because no one wants to play Legends. Then we have Fiction Collectionist, another mod on my Discord. Pros: plenty of new characters being added to the roster, focusing on tags that haven't been getting attention. Deciding to balance Senkais, even if it was late. New innovations, Tournament of Power. Wish it was a bit meh, but at least they were trying. We have cons. The Space Time Rush has gotten worse with less rewards than its predecessors. Yes. Trying to balance Senkais, a bit too late. In the beginning, yeah. Little to no new events that give off plenty of CC, excluding Anniversary for obvious reasons. It also seems that some mechanics have changed in PvP. Ultra overriding an RR. I know that not ulti, but blue cards have always overrated rising rushes. Or vanishing not always working. Yes, that has happened to me in PvE actually. And a few other things. These are personal experiences, and I'm not certain how long these mechanics have been in PvP, so if it's been here for a bit, then disregard this. But the vanishing, yeah, I've noticed as well that I think it's gotten a bit worse starting to do, so maybe I'm just getting very unlucky when it comes to just doing the vanishes. Lack of new Broly units. Yes, thank you! The only way to improve Legends is just smack Broly, make Broly Legends. Dragon Ball Legends, no, we need Broly Legends. Too many Goku units. A lack of Broly and immense amount of Goku. Amen. Okay, they have a big text as well by Bhag Nepal. In my opinion, the game isn't getting any better. They lack the ability to innovate. Don't get me wrong, they did some good things in this anniversary, like 4-point coins and the free Gokus and the raid. However, these things won't carry the game to greatness alone. In my opinion, I don't see them coming up with anything to make OG players stay in the game. That's true. when they make changes, it usually doesn't favor free-to-play. For example, the new banner formats, which are just terrible. I've been playing this game ever since day 1. It's kinda sad, but I will probably be dropping this game after the 3rd anniversary is done. There's nothing they can do to bring me back to this game. I lost the urge to grind for stuff. PvE content is non-existent, which is really egregious since I hate playing PvP. Yeah, same here. All we do is play for rewards, am I wrong? No. You're not. This game has no content to offer besides its units. We don't play co-op. We don't play Tournament of Power. We dread playing PvP, and PvE is dead. Raids are the only thing that keeps this game alive. And again, we only play raids for the rewards, not for fun. Disappointed with Dragon Ball Legends, and I'm annoyed that I stayed in the game for so long just to be screwed over even when my expectations were low. I love this game so much, but I can definitely see that there is no passion behind this game. Only business strategies of manipulating our love for Dragon Ball characters. Let's hope Part 2 will make Dragon Ball Legends series better, but to be honest, there shouldn't even be a Part 2. The anniversary should last for a maximum of 2 weeks, so the whole month. I know the question wasn't about our thoughts about the anniversary, but I feel these opinions I'm giving is relevant to Dragon Ball right now. And indeed they are, and I'm glad that you did. But I do agree, and on the time of this recording, the second part anniversary is here, but I agree, it's just a full month. I think it's a bit too much, because there is not much to do anyway, so it's like, it's just dragging it throughout this whole time. It's just like a drag thing, not just much of an anniversary. And I do agree to all the points that he said here, actually. I couldn't actually agree more. And the final comment is from Boss Boy that says, pay to win, and Torino responded with, yes. So, most of you guys have said what I actually thought about the game, especially behind the plot. And actually many others, but this one touched me more because I'm also planning on drifting away from Legends after the 3rd anniversary. The majority of the reasons why are the ones that I said throughout this whole video. Again, I know it's a long video, but I just want to have every thought, every opinion of the game that I possibly could. From newer players to veteran players, people who love Dragon Ball Legends, for people who hate Dragon Ball Legends, the good and the bad of Dragon Ball Legends. In my opinion, I don't recommend this game. But if you want to still give it a try, you can still do it, but take it with a grain of salt and with the feedback of everyone here. You need to manage your chrono crystals. You need to grind a lot in this game. Be aware of drought content. This game is not Dokkan. To get events, it's very rare and they are very repetitive. If you want to be a PvP expert, you need a lot of good units, which will take you a long time to get, in comparison to players who have been playing the game for longer than you. Alright? More. Again, like Zenkais, they have been balanced, but we still have to deal with previous Zenkais that are still very powerful. Sun Family Team is everywhere. More stuff. For you to fully enjoy the game, you need to be at a point where you're not really a newbie, but you're still a bit young to be a veteran. That, in my opinion, is where Dragon Ball Legends shines the most. It's when you have a variety of units that makes you able to play PvP and be able to play other game modes and still have some events here and there who are new. But once that hits and you become a veteran with a lot of things that you have already done, it's gonna be a boring game and you prefer to be playing something else. I really feel very bad like saying this because I like to be a very positive person. I like to look at the bright side of almost everything. But I feel that Legends has been getting worse and worse. I've said my own thoughts on the Dragon Ball Legends survey. I'm still waiting for part 2 because there are some things that I also forgot to mention on the previous survey that I want to mention on a newer survey. In hopes they will improve, which I think they listen to the community. However, at the same time, they need to, try to find a balance between what the community says and how they are able to get, you know, money from us. And it just really worries me the road Legend is going to, because again, one of the comments said that the game is now very focused on events, and no, it's very focused on missions and not focused much as events. I was at the time that I started playing when Rising Battle Broly first came out, and I started summoning, yeah, around that time, when I think Legend Super Saiyan was still a thing. So I've been playing for some time now. I've been here for the 2nd anniversary. I wasn't here for the 1st anniversary. And I was actually enjoying the game a lot. Even the best things about the game weren't as bad as they are now. Like, we still had like the lag in PvP, we still have like broken mechanics, but I didn't feel that people are complaining as much as they do now. And it's really sad to see a game that I used to love a lot, and a lot of you guys used to love a lot, to start dying out like this. And the saddest part is that this is a slow decline. It's not like a big decline, it's just like it's slowly fading, slowly, you know. So I don't know how long this game will last. I believe it's going to last at least 2 more years. If it lasts more, I'm gonna be very surprised. But I think probably the game will last 1 to 2 more years. And I just hope they will be improving the game, and that they just don't continue the same path that they're going. Because they used to balance units. They used to balance units in the past, before they decided to make Zenkai a thing. And I think they could still try that method, but balancing the Zenkais. But why don't they do it? Because one, maybe it's too much work, and second, they are probably losing money, because they know that those units are strong, so those units will always, you know, be summonable. People will want to spend money on them. So it's always profitable. But it just really worries me, and the fact that even someone said that LFs is just something that happens every month now. It's kind of lost a bit of the charm and that excitement of like, oh my god, a new LF. Now it's just, oh, it's been 2 weeks, where's the LF? We are waiting, you know. So it's just sad to see how this game goes. Again, I'm not gonna stop playing Legends. I'm not gonna stop doing videos of Dragon Ball Legends. But I may drift a bit away from Dragon Ball Legends as a content creator. Maybe my streams will change to other topics around just Dragon Ball Legends. Maybe I'm gonna do more art streams. I just think that Legends is a dying game, and I felt that through my views in a way. Again, it's not your guys' fault, but I really feel that Legends has been dying down, and I've noticed the decline. And I may be jumping ship before it ultimately sinks. So I think that's all the thoughts. Again, if you guys just wanted to recap what the community thinks, the community, as in every community, there are people who think the game is good, people who think the game is bad, the people who recommend, and the people who do not recommend. What I recommend is that you watch the video, take your own opinion, build your own opinion, and maybe try the game with a grain of salt. Maybe play the game casually, never dedicate your life to Dragon Ball Legends. Just make it as a normal game as you would, like you do dailies here and there, you're done with it, you do something else, you know, just don't make it like a focus of a lot of your time and attention, because I don't think it's worth it. And that's coming from someone who focused a lot on Dragon Ball Legends. Now, how I play the game is I just auto, usually. When I'm not recording, by the way, I usually auto the game, skip tickets everywhere, and just go play something else or do something else. So, yeah. I know I'm gonna end this on a sad note, but that's just how I really feel about Dragon Ball Legends, and I really wish they would make things a bit different. So, thank you all so much for watching. I apologize about this long video. I'm going to cut some parts here and there to make it short. or try to make it as short as possible, because I just wanted to gather all the opinions of people who commented, and also I wanted to feature them because thank you all so much for commenting. It really meant a lot to me that people wanted to interact with me and, you know, hey, help me make this video, because without you guys I wouldn't make this video. So thank you all so much. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye guys.